State of Texas versus David Mark Temple.
All rise. The 178th District Criminal Court is now in session. Honorable Judge Kelly Johnson presiding.
This is a case about a love triangle that turned deadly.
This was a pregnant, almost ready to deliver woman who was put on her knees in the closet and shot in the back of the head.
It's been 20 years since Belinda Temple's murder, and there was her now grown-up son, Evan, in court. He's supporting his father, but this trial is about the death of his mother.
I've been covering the David Temple story for a long time and wondering whether he was going to be convicted or not.
In a lot of cases where husband is suspected of killing pregnant wife, it's not very close. This case, there are some real questions.
One day you might feel one way, the other day completely a different way.
There's just been a struggle in sort of the conscience of Houstonians about whether or not he really did it.
Belinda Temple was a lovely teacher, a lovely mother, and a lovely wife. And there is only one person on this earth who had the motive, the means, and the opportunity to cause her death. And that was this defendant, her husband of 7 years.
We're going to hear a story of betrayal. First, David Temple's betrayal of his wife and his son. The second betrayal is law enforcement's betrayal of us, which brought us here today. David Temple could not have killed his wife, even though he betrayed her.
David Temple is a star football player at Katy High School for the Katy Tigers. He's really kind of a local hero around town.
He was a terrific linebacker, and they tagged him with a nickname, the Temple of Doom.
Interestingly, Renee Zellweger was a cheerleader at Katy High School at the same time that David Temple went there. She's gonna go on one day to talk about it on Jimmy Fallon.
Get ready, get set. The Tiger team is the best yet. Get ready, get set, right?
David ended up getting a scholarship to Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches. David was number 42.
David Temple, the linebacker, is 5'11", 233 out of Katy, Texas.
I think one reason he was such a good middle linebacker is because he felt that need to be in charge.
He was a very aggressive person, you know, on the football field and off.
In '89, we won the first conference championship in the history of the university. Everybody got a ring.
It's at Stephen F. Austin University where David Temple would end up crossing paths with a local girl named Belinda Lucas.
Belinda grew up in Nacogdoches. It's rural, very small, quaint environment.
She's always had a smile on her face, and she loved life, and she loved people.
Belinda was an athlete, and quite an athlete, and I'm sure that's probably what attracted David to her, being, you know, the sports big man on campus star that he was.
He was very affectionate with her. He always had his arm around her. He did everything the fairy tale way.
After dating for just a year, David drops down on one knee at the 50-yard line to propose to Belinda, and of course, she said yes.
He came over and asked for her hand in marriage, and we thought that was a neat thing.
They both get their masters in education, and then shortly after, here comes Evan Temple, and then they end up moving back to Katy, David's hometown, to settle down. Katy, Texas was really known for its rice farms and the railroad, and farmers would ship their rice right through the center of town. It's also known as the waterfowl hunting capital of the world.
Belinda and David ended up moving to a very nice neighborhood. It was the all-American town.
They had a nice home with a backyard and a friendly dog, and so they had a great life.
Belinda and David both got jobs as teachers. David got a job as a high school football coach and a teacher at A-Leaf Hastings.
The first time I met David Temple was at a coaches and wives get-together. Very, very tough looking.
I think Coach Temple was a great coach. He was intense. He was the one you didn't want to piss off.
At David's trial, friends paint a vivid picture of this young couple moving to a small town with their future ahead of them.
We became friends, our wives became friends.
We just clicked immediately. We spent a lot of time together because our husbands were gone and we had small children.
You have to be a very special person to be a coach's wife. Not everybody's cut out for that. You're practically a single mother during football season.
At the same time, David is a football coach over at A-Leaf. His wife, Belinda, is now teaching special ed at his former alma mater, Katy High School.
We called her our sunshine lady. She was just a bubbly young woman and loved teaching.
But the one thing that she might have loved even more than that was being a mom.
She was very caring and loving with Evan. After a full day of work, no matter how tired she would, every day they would be playing in the driveway, and it was pretty consistent.
Both David and Belinda doted on Evan, you know, kind of the light of their world.
How would you describe David Temple as a father?
Everyone that told me he was a committed father. And I think the best evidence of who David is Evan, as the young man that the jury met.
When we did our ABCs, when we would get to the letter S, he would sing a song that he said him and his mom would sing together.
He would just break out on his own?
Yes, he would sit up on his knees above everybody else and he would just start singing, "You Are My Sunshine."
It's summer of 1998, and Belinda finds out she is expanding her family.
She was having a little girl, and she was so excited about a new little girl.
You got a boy, a girl, 2 teachers. You can't describe a better all-American family.
I walk in the nursery and it's a beautiful bright yellow. Baby's girl's name was supposed to be Erin. Then I had asked her at that time when the baby was due again. She said in about a month.
There's so much excitement around this new baby girl, and then it all comes to a screeching halt when a typical day turns chaotic.
Belinda, you know, whether she knew it or not, was extremely vulnerable at that time. She just didn't know how vulnerable.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.